Hello, welcome to week 1 for the Basics of Phonics Instruction with Lab 3063. In this course, we're going to explore the value of phonemic awareness and phonics instruction in learning to read and write. I'll try to convey it different ways as we consider its importance in early childhood and its importance to middle childhood. So let's begin. As you read this week, you will discover the role of phonics in learning to read and the role of phonics in reading instruction. These are both controversial and misunderstood. This past year, one of my students admitted that she struggled as a child learning to read, but then she was taught phonics and it all made sense. Another student told me he had learned to read with phonics and he was glad to see schools going back to teaching phonics. Well, in my head, I was thinking I didn't know that schools had stopped. A colleague once said that the phonics folks were on one side of the hall, while the whole language folks were on the other side. I wasn't sure where I fit in. Many of my middle childhood education students couldn't remember having been taught phonics at all. Fast forward to the most current research in reading research talks about the simple view of reading. Well, it's really not that simple. You're going to be watching 2 videos this week that are on Moodle covering the simple view of reading, SVR. The simple view of reading is word recognition, which is phonological awareness, decoding, and sight recognition, compounded with language comprehension, which is background knowledge, vocabulary, language structures, vocabulary reasoning, and literacy knowledge to equal out to reading comprehension. Hollis Scarborough, a reading researcher, depicted the attainment of fluent reading as the progressive interweaving of strands or subskills in a rope. Each major domain of the simple view of reading, word recognition and language comprehension, includes strands that are definable, measurable, and somewhat independent. There are 3 videos on Moodle that will further your understanding of Scarborough's rope. Our goal this week is to develop some common ground for our study on basic phonics instruction. You should come away from your reading and assignments this week understanding the role of phonics and phonemic awareness in learning to read and write, and you should be able to clearly articulate what they are. You will also come away with the historical and political perspectives which have led legislation and the reasons you are required to take this course. As you investigate and search for additional resources this week, you will find those who are adamantly for the teaching of phonics and those who are adamantly against it. Let's not enter into that debate. Let's keep a balanced perspective, keeping our student readers and writers in the forefront and reflect on how we will use our learning to impact theirs. Your competencies this week: you're going to be introduced to the simple view of reading and Scarborough's reading rope. You will discuss the meaning of phonics and its role in learning to read and write. You will discuss the difference between phonics and phonemic awareness in teaching reading and writing. You will discuss the historical impact and influence of phonics instruction. And you're going to participate in group discussions in order to construct new knowledge. And you're going to do that by collaborating with each other on the discussion forums. Here's my introduction. This is where you're going to slide in your introduction. Please be sure that you read this. 2 keys to success in beginning this course. Read the syllabus and the phonics lab guide from beginning to end. These documents provide detailed explanations for the expectations of this course. Once you have read those and understand them, please email me that you have read and understand. I would like that by the end of the first week, if not before. You need to also be sure to explore all the areas on Moodle for this course. Reading assignment. Before you start reading, make sure that you have taken the phonics and word study inventory. You will get instant feedback on this. You are not given an assigned grade for the phonics and word study inventory. It's recorded on your grade book, but it's not factored into your final grade. You're going to read Chapter 1 from our text Word Identification Strategies by Barbara J. Fox. In Chapter 1, which is Word Identification in your Classroom Reading Program, several important points are discussed. 1. Why do we teach phonics? 2. Characteristics of effective phonics instruction in a classroom reading program. 3. Keeping phonics in balance in your classroom reading program. 4. How children read words. 5. Metacognitive awareness. 6. Keeping word identification meaning-focused through teaching children to self-monitor, self-correct, and cross-check. And 7. Stages of learning to read new words. You're going to watch these videos. The first one is by Carolyn Turner on the simple view of reading. And I cannot remember this gal's name, but it is also on the simple view of reading. Articles about what is phonemic awareness, phonemic awareness versus phonological awareness, and there is a difference. Phonics instruction. Here are the 3 additional videos on Scarborough's reading rope. The lower strand of that rope talks about word recognition. The upper part is language comprehension, which are the 2 domains of the simple view of reading. For your phonics lab, you're going to select a student who is in 1st through 5th grade. Kindergartners are also acceptable. You're going to need to complete the parental permission slip to tutor. And please explain to the parents that you are going to be implementing in these tutor sessions what you are learning in this class. It's a requirement that you're going to be giving some of these assessments to the students, and then your tutor sessions are based off the assessment data. If you have any questions, please ask me about this. Forums. Make sure that you have taken the phonics and word study inventory before you do this. Forum 1-2. Post your thoughts regarding the role of phonics in learning to read. You're only posting your own thinking here, and you do not need to respond to anyone else. Here is the phonics and word study inventory. If you have any questions concerning week 1, please ask. I know that many of you like to work ahead, and that is fine, but just note that in some of these weekly videos, there may be important information concerning assignments. So please be sure that you are watching the videos. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask me. I am here to help you. Thank you.